The Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. It's a funny kind of word, isn't it? Synod? I always thought I was taught that synod came from the Latin for walking with, but a friend said he thought synod came from Greek and meant assembly. Now those two meanings invite us to imagine and expect such different things from our synod that I think it deserves a closer look. According to Merriam-Webster, our English word synod comes from the Middle English synod, which itself comes from the late Latin synodus and the late Greek synodus. So it did come from the Latin, it just came from the Greek first. The Greek is a combination of the words with and the word road. Now we could look at the Greek New Testament to see how synodus is used, but that word doesn't actually show up in the New Testament. In other ancient literature, it does mean something like where the road comes together and therefore an assembly. The assembly in question could be a council or clandestine group meeting to plan or make decisions, and as they come together, they experience synodus. But opposing armies also experience synodus as they come together to fight. Even lovers can experience synodus as they, make their roads come together. While the New Testament omits the noun synodus, it does use the related verb synodoio exactly once for the men traveling with Paul on the Damascus Road. We also get exactly one example of synodia, a traveling company. You know, the boy Jesus gets left behind in Jerusalem because his parents thought he was in their synodia somewhere. More commonly, the New Testament uses synerchomai, from syn, meaning with, and erchomai, to journey or travel. Now in English, we use two words, to come together and go together, to mean different but related things. The Greek uses synerchomai to mean both. So Jesus' enemies synerchomai on the night of his trial, and they end up assembling and speaking with one voice. But Jesus can also synerchomai with the disciples that he meets on the road, and he heads with them as they travel together. With all of that being said, does our word synod actually mean walking with, or is it an assembly? I think the walking with interpretation is a clear example of relying on the verbal root of an event noun, a fairly standard way of establishing a word's meaning. Score 1 for walking with. At the same time, the Greek noun did come to designate an assembly rather than a journey together, as come together took precedence over go together in common usage over time. Score 1 for assembly. All of that etymology still leaves me wondering, when is the Missouri Synod a synod? When we vote and discuss and speak with one voice, of course we're being a synod, a political entity bound together by the decisions we make together, kind of like the Southern Baptist Convention or the Assemblies of God. I think we'll also experience synodus with the enemy armies of spiritual forces leading people away from Jesus and his gospel. And as we hold on to our synodus, I hope we also want to synodoio, journey together as your congregation and mine and their pastors and other members of this traveling with group as we follow Jesus every step of the way. What if we imagined ourselves as the Lutheran Church Missouri Synodia?